Ilona, so you describe yourself as a staunch youth advocate. You know, youth is one of our greatest assets here in Canada. Why don't you tell us from your perspective how you think we can support the youth community in order to create more entrepreneurial and innovative ecosystems here?
So just to start off, I think it's really important that we recognize that entrepreneurship is one way of accomplishing innovation, and I think we've certainly heard that from the panel so far. So what I'm really interested in is innovation. And I really firmly believe that innovation can happen in a variety of different ways. So intrapreneurship, looking at how young employees can contribute to innovation within companies, within the public service, is equally as important as the idea of encouraging young people to be entrepreneurs. I think it's unrealistic to see entrepreneurship as the sole solution to issues like youth unemployment. And it has potentially problematic outcomes if we kind of put all of our eggs in one basket around that. So I think it's really important instead that we think about this young cohort as a huge amount of potential that we can tap into, and we really look at how our companies and how our society can start valuing these young people. So we've got two amazing generations that are currently, I think, really important or becoming important to the workforce. So of course, millennials. So the millennials are about 35 to 19 or 20 years old. And then we have Gen Z, which I think is something we need to start talking about. So those are 19-year-olds and younger. And what we know about these two generations is they are looking for meaning. They want to be deeply connected to their work. So we heard about heart and passion and just the incredible importance that has in kind of big, bold, audacious ideas. And young people, especially these two generations, they're ready to dig deep. And when we talk about the millennials being entitled, I think we can look at a flip side, which is they want to be passionately engaged in what they do. So it has a huge amount of potential. So these two generations are also incredibly tech savvy. We know that. I think the tech sector has done an incredible job of recognizing the value of a 14-year-old with an idea, that has the same value as a 50-year-old with an idea, and it should be taken just as seriously. But I don't think other sectors in our economy necessarily have recognized the value that young people have beyond technology. But nonetheless, they're very tech savvy, and they're the most educated generation ever. And the really cool thing about education is it's not just about information. We also know that the neuroscientists tell us that more education actually makes your brain want to learn even more. So we have a whole cohort of young people who are entering the workplace and they want meaning, and they're really, really hungry to learn more, and their brains are wired actually to do that. So that's this generation. But I also think we need to understand what the role of young people is in society. Young people often make us really uncomfortable, right? They wear weird clothes and they have strange hairstyles. And we have to recognize that that's actually something that our ancestors had. They needed to experiment. They needed to take risks in order to survive. And now that creativity, that curiosity, that experimentation is being channeled into kind of things that are more superficial. Like crazy hairstyles and lots of tattoos or whatever is kind of the new thing. So my question is, how can we tap that need for experimentation, that need for risk-taking, all of the things that neuroscience and developmental psychology tell us are inherently true about 15 to 25-year-olds, and how can we tap that to really meet the bottom line, tap into that to meet the bottom line for our companies, but also address economic and social challenges in society. So that's really the work that I'm doing, and I think one of the key ways that we can really tap into that incredible potential is by not just seeing young people as learners, really valuing them as doers and contributors now. So it's not about future leaders. It's about creating strong intergenerational partnerships in our workplace through the ecosystems that support entrepreneurs that really recognize the potential and value of young people now, and create an ecosystem around those young people that can really support the value that they have to offer.